I guess, if you guys want to.
Welcome, everyone. As you see, we're very excited to have this program. It has been a wonderful week. And first of all, thank you so much for lending us your kids. Can we help here a little bit? There's a problem. Yeah. Take care. Yeah. It can be a little too exciting sometimes. So we got someone here. Yeah. All right. Good. So today we have several songs to share with you, and we have a story for each song, and we have a memory verse that they have been learning. So can you make sure help me share the memory verses when I ask, and also the story. And then a neat thing about this program this year is that they have been taking pictures each day of the story, and so you'll maybe see your kid in the story. So hopefully the technology all works, and we are live streamed right now on YouTube and Facebook. So enjoy. Let's start with our first song, Thanks God. Thanks God for all the good things you do. Thanks God for my life and my truth. Thanks God for all the good things you did. Thanks God for the heart that was saved. Thanks God. All the ways that they crash and they roar, so fun to ride up to the shore. Thanks God. All the lures under the deep, down to the bottom where I'll never reach. Thanks God. Oh, that you love me, I'm so amazed. Makes me want to stay. Thanks God for all the good things you do. Thanks God for my light and my truth. Thanks God for all the good things you do. Thanks God for the heart that was saved. Thanks God I'm into your love. Watch me here. I come. I'm diving into your love. Watch me here. I come. Thanks God for all the good things you do. Thanks God for my light and my truth. Thanks God for all the good things you did. Thanks God for the heart that was saved. Thanks God. So what was the story on Monday? Who was that prophet? Does anyone remember? Yeah? Elijah. And what did he call down from heaven from the real God? Yeah. Fire! So we're going to see that story on the spotlight again and show your families, okay? All right, go.
Today's weather forecast is once again dry. Just like every forecast for the last 3 years. 0 chance of rain. And today is no different. We have no fronts moving into the... wait, this just in. There's still no rain in the forecast, but the prophet Elijah is up to something. He and the prophets of Baal are calling down fire from heaven. That's a new one for the weather forecast. Since Baal isn't real, there's a 0% chance of fire from heaven while those prophets dance and cry out. But you might want to seek shelter because now it's Elijah's turn. Elijah is calling on the real God, and yes, here it is, fire. Whoa! Folks, I've never seen anything like this. This fire from heaven burned up not only the sacrifice and the wood, but even the stones. Stones don't usually burn up, but, well, God is the real deal. Plus, all that stuff was soaking wet. Okay, the excitement is over, and it's dry once again, but wait, what's this? Do I see a tiny cloud on the radar? Yes, there it is. Nothing to worry about, it's just the size of my fist. Whoa, get out those umbrellas after all, because it's raining cats and dogs. I have never seen a storm come out of nowhere like this. Well, the rain is over, and with it the crazy weather. Elijah seems to just be taking a nap and be eating, so maybe God will let the weather be a little calmer now. Oh my goodness, I take it back. I'm feeling a little breeze coming from Mount Sinai. Whoa, not such a little breeze. This is the biggest windstorm I've ever seen. I can't keep up with this forecast. Just when the wind was over, now we have an earthquake. Take cover. Whew, the earthquake is over, but what's going on now? Do I smell smoke? Not more fire. Is it really over? It's so quiet out. You could hear a pin drop. No rain, no wind, no earthquake, no fire, but shh. Do I hear a little whisper? It's too quiet for me to hear from our new studio, but it sounds like God is giving a special message to Elijah. I just hope it's not about any more weird weather patterns. I don't really understand what just happened, but one thing is for sure with God sending this wild and crazy weather. God is a friend who's real.
God. So our first day was God is a friend who's real, and the memory verse, can you all say it? We believe and we know that you are the Holy One of God. John 6:69. All right, so let's sing Awesome God. Our God. now.
Jonah was a prophet, a messenger from God. But one day, God gave a message Jonah did not want to deliver, a warning to the city of Nineveh. So off Jonah went, in the wrong direction. Jonah hopped on a boat and hightailed it out of there. But Jonah forgot that he couldn't run away from God. God knew right where Jonah was and sent a major storm. The sailors were so scared, and Jonah knew it was his fault. So he had the sailors throw him into the sea. The storm stopped, and God sent a big fish to swallow Jonah so he wouldn't drown. Jonah spent 3 days praying in that fish. And then the fish spit him out onto the shore. Jonah knew what he had to do, so he went to Nineveh. When he told the people God was going to destroy their city in 40 days, the people were so sorry. They stopped doing evil things and showed God how sorry they were. God, being so full of love and mercy, decided to save their city. That made Jonah mad. He sat and moped about it while watching to see if Nineveh would get destroyed after all. God told Jonah he should be glad God loved the people of Nineveh and saved them. Jonah should care about people. But even if Jonah wasn't loving, God is a friend who loves.
And what was our memory verse for this day? Just as I have loved you, you should love each other. John 13:34. So let's sing Love Round. Love, love the Lord your God. Jesus, and what was he in again? The boat, and there was a storm. And he talked about peace, making the storm go away and have peace. So let's see that spotlight.
One day, Jesus' friends were out for a sail, but this evening cruise became quite the tale. It started out normal, just crossing the lake, but soon the waves grew and started to break. The storm got so wild that it posed quite a threat, and Jesus' poor friends were starting to sweat. The watery waves tumbled higher and higher, and soon this boat trip became rather dire. The water smashed, splashed, and crashed right into the boat. If that kept up, it would no longer float. The men felt so sure they were going to drown. But where was Jesus? They looked all around. At the back of the boat, Jesus snoozed, sound asleep, as if the loud storm wasn't making a peep. While Jesus dozed, his head on a pillow, the waves continued to crash and to billow. The disciples cried out, "We're going to die! Jesus, wake up! Why? Oh, why? Don't you even care at all? There's a major storm. This is no minor squall." So Jesus got up and said with a thrill, "Waves, be silent. Waves, be still." All of a sudden, the winds just stopped. The waves so high immediately dropped. The storm was over. Now there was peace. Would this make the disciples' faith increase? They never had to be afraid, not with Jesus there to aid. So, when your life feels like a bust, remember that God is a friend we can trust.
Thank you, God! And what was the verse for that day? Ready? I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. John 14:27. And we're going to sing Count Your Blessings. Remember the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and a 3, 4.
Jesus is God's Son. He came to earth to live as a person. And he never did anything wrong. But one day, soldiers arrested Jesus. Leaders put him on trial. People whipped put a crown of thorns on his head. Even though Jesus hadn't done anything wrong, the people shouted to kill him. They nailed Jesus to the cross. People made a sign to make fun of Jesus for calling himself the King of the Jews. But Jesus really is a king. People gambled to keep Jesus' clothes. After hanging on the cross, suffering and pain, Jesus died. They took him down from the cross, and the man took Jesus into him. Jesus' friends felt so sad. 3 long days later, his friend Mary Magdalene came to put some spices on his body. But the stone covering the tomb had been moved, and Jesus' body was gone. Mary ran to find more of Jesus' friends. What happened to Jesus' body? Finally, they realized no person had moved Jesus' body. Jesus is alive. Even though Jesus never did anything wrong, not even little things, people treated him like a criminal. Jesus took the punishment for all the things we do wrong. And when Jesus came back to life, he showed that he was stronger than death and sin. He beat them forever. Now we can live in heaven with God. And God is a friend forever.
We learned a Bible verse today too about life, didn't we? Let's sing it. I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live even after dying. John 11:25. And we have a song, 10,000 Reasons. So let's sing. in a second, but I want kids to tell them all the neat people that were helping this week with things. So Anita, I'd just like you to stand for a second. She was my right hand and partner in crime. She led all the opening large group gatherings and plans when I was on vacation and helped decorate along with Sarah Schultes. And we just worked together a lot. I would also like to highlight Megan and Renee, who helped with music. I'd like to mention the pastors of each church. Pastor Chuck from Bethel Baptist, Father Corey from St. James, and Pastor Denise. She did both the Bible story as well as the helped with getting the lunch ready, and Pastor Jerry helped with that. So thanks to the pastors. We could not have done this without the crew leaders who were our shepherds and our scuba dive leaders. And so thanks to all those who were helping with leading those folks around, as well as raise your hand if you're a young person who's in high school or just out of high school that helped, okay? Woo!
I love my crew. Thank you.
We had the women of our church help with tie blankets that we gave to a couple kids of our community. Stetson already has his, and we're going to get one to Elias. I think that might be on the PowerPoint. I'm not sure. Do you see it up ahead? Those were the tie blankets that we made. And then we also have a very special deployed service person, Blake Lehman. There's Stetson's little hands enjoying his blanket there.
Oh.
But if you go to the next slide, I think we worked on these posters that we're going to show you here. We're sending a package to Blake because it's getting to be a long time, and we really appreciate all that he does. And we loved having his family around too this week. It was really special. So everybody put a hand on there, and that's is that we had a number of seniors at the senior center this morning who came and had conversations with our youth, our kids that came down there. And so I can't keep talking very much longer, but I just wanted to mention that we got the kids and the elders together, and it was beautiful. So I think those are the main things I want to say. One more before that, we sing.
God is a friend
forever.
Thank you, God.
Just that we have Sundays downstairs following this song. We're going to sing the song, and if you see the line is getting long, maybe you could just go sit down at a table and then join the line when you can, so the line doesn't block the walkway downstairs. And we do have bags down there for each student to take home of their crafts. So, and there's a lost and found in the entry. All right. So now you guys gotta buckle up and hold on to your seats, because these kids are gonna sing this like crazy. Let's do it.
Hey, turn around. Let me see you guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. What's our candy?
A friend in Jesus, oh, you got a friend in me. Let's have some fun with each other, like we're one big happy family. Come on now, sing with me. I got a friend in Jesus.
peace, and you guys can share Christ's peace with each